Hi everyone, welcome to World of Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not. In case you've missed it, there's a brand new premium tank in town. This gun's coming, it's just come out in the premium shop. It's big, it's bad, it's Russian, it's got, I would call it the biggest gun at tier 8 in the game, and you guessed it, it's Russian. Have a look at it. This tank is all about the big one. This is not a tank review. This is just going to be a little bit about the tank, some gameplay, and maybe who you might want to platoon with in this big bad boy, and also maybe who you want to watch out for when you're playing it on the battlefield, whether you're playing random battles with your mates or massive count-ins on front lines on the ANZ server or any other server in the world. Have a look at it. It's huge. Have a look at the big one. That's fucking massive. It's huge. It's got the big BL-10A, the 152mm, 286 pen with standard ammunition, 750 alpha damage. Now, the only other tank that gets 750 alpha damage that I'm aware of at tier 8 would be the ISU-152, which shares its name, sort of. Now, the main difference between the ISU-152K, today's premium tank, compared to the ISU-152, the tech tree tank, it's got a little bit more penetration. It's got 26mm of extra penetration compared to the ISU-152, the tech tree version. It's also got more penetration with its standard rounds, and it keeps that 750 alpha damage gun. Now that, of course, that comes at a price. It's bigger, it's heavier, it'll be a little bit slower, and of course the aim time and all that kind of stuff is not fantastic. It's all about the derp, right? Similar to like a KV2 or an FV4 It's about those big wow shots that are going to blow the enemy apart. And when they work, they're going to work really well. I haven't played mine yet, but I'm looking forward to playing it over the weekend. And I reckon it looks pretty good. My old mate Misplayed has sent me a replay, and once we go through a few of these numbers, we'll have a look at that. And not only does it have the biggest gun in the game, we didn't talk about the log. Look at the log on the back of it. It's huge. We've all seen Russian logs on the backs of Russian tanks, and this one's pretty. I don't know if it counts for much, but it looks pretty good. Anyway, back to that compare before we move on to some gameplay. Damage per shot 750, which is massive. It's huge. You don't have to talk about that. Penetration, best penetration at tier 8, maybe. It's got to be up there. 286 penetration. That's with standard rounds. Premium is 320 or something like that. The rate of fire, of course, is not going to be huge with that alpha, and the damage per minute is not going to be massive either. 2,869 with the configuration I've set up, which is it's a little bit more than the 130 PM. A little bit less than the ISU-152 though, but that's got a bit of a quicker reload. But the ISU-130, I've put that in there. I'm not sure why. Probably because it was just sitting in my garage. That's got a higher one again, but I think that's with the premium ammunition. Anyway, scrolling down, it's big, it's heavy, it's slow. It's not going to win any races. You're not going to be doing jumps on Sand River on this bad boy. You're just going to be sending people back to the garage with that big 750 alpha damage gun. Looking back in the garage again, it does look good. Have a look at it. I can't stop looking at the gun. It's huge. Now in my configuration, I've put in a rammer, a gun laying drive, and some vents just to try and help that reload time and stuff. Of course, there's going to be people are going to say that's wrong. You might want to go binoculars and stuff like that. But anyway, this is not a review. This is just a little bit about the tank. Let's get out of the garage and move on to some gameplay provided by my old mate Misplayed. Check him out. His link down below, along with all the other stuff. Rightio, we've got Misplayed running around in the ISU-152K. Now this is going to be a bit different. This is a tier 10 game. There's 2 tier 10 tanks on each team. There's a few tier 9s. Misplayed's in the tier 8. It does have a tier 10 gun though, playing on Pilsen, and he's going straight down into where all the action happens with all the heavy tanks. Now again, we talked about equipment not too long ago. You can see Misplayed is a good example of somebody who disagrees with what I just said. He's got food running instead of a fire extinguisher, which is probably not a bad option to help with your aim time and your reload time. He's also got binoculars, thinking that probably he's going to be not moving around too much, so he can have those binoculars activated to spot his own targets if he needs to. Anyway, looking in towards where the heavies go is not over committing himself, and this is what I'm talking about. Even though Misplayed is playing. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That alpha damage gun hits the side of the Patriot for 739 hit points. That was a standard round because Patriot's not the most heavily armoured heavy tank, at least in the side. He does cop a shot for 241 damage though. Looking there, he's just about reloaded, and that Patriot is thinking, wow. It looks like the mouse is coming out to try to help. He's got the binos up. He's just waiting for that T26E5 to poke again. T26E5 doesn't poke. It waits again. That Russian aim time not looking fantastic. That one went through the 60 TP again. That wasn't bad at all. 698 hit points into the side, again in the side of the 60TP. That's a tier 10 Polish heavy tank. Nothing wrong with that. 1 zips a score. He's already racked up 1,637 damage, and he's ready to delete that Patriot, who's gingerly poking on 761 hit points. There you go. That was an HE round that time. Not sure what he was thinking with the HE round. Probably testing it. I mean, bear in mind, we've only had these for a few days, and Missplay's probably thinking, well, let's just see how the HE rounds go. Not too bad. Not too bad. 328 is better than not getting any damage at all, that's for sure. The T26 E5 has just been killed by the mouse, and Misplay uses that opportunity to start moving forward, to start to get some more damage into these heavy tanks, looking towards the 60TP. The 60TP is poking again. He's got standard ammunition loaded again, and see how he goes against his 60TP. Chooses not to fire, pulls back instead. Now he's pulling back. We were talking about platoon mates earlier. But you can see how slow it is. It's not really fast. It's not super slow. It's not like a TOG, but the speed is going to be its vulnerability, and for that reason, there you go. The Indian Panzer was side-scraping. Who cares? Who cares if the Indian Panzer was side-scraping? Gets him for 656 hit points. Bit of a low roll, but still. And because it's not that manoeuvrable, it's not ridiculously slow. Your danger will be looking out for your fast medium tanks or your light tanks or even your French wheeled tanks to flank you and get behind you. For that reason, they might be the right players to platoon with if you're that way inclined. If you're looking for platoon mates, maybe people who like playing light tanks or medium tanks could be an option. And of course, you could also in this tank, 750 alpha damage gun. If your platoon mate is a light tank, he's trying to get some of those personal missions, the light tank missions, this might be a good option to help them do that. There's a side of the Object 268 version 4. Bang! No problems whatsoever. Gets a better roll that time. 829 hit points. RNG certainly on Misplayed side that time. Not so much the one against the Indian Panzer, but 829 hit points against a tier 10 Russian tank destroyer. One that's generally regarded as a pretty good tank. Nothing wrong with that at all. Misplayed on 3,500 hit points of damage. Make it 3,600 hit points of damage. Picked up his first kill on the Object 268 version 4. Still firing standard ammunition, folks, as well. Don't worry about that. 8-2 the score. Talking to platoon mates. Platoon mates, I reckon, platoon mates would be, what was I going to say? Fast mediums, fast light tanks could be good platoon mates to get the spotting going. You could also help them do their personal missions for spotting damage, or and likewise, they're probably the tanks, other than artillery, they're probably the tanks that you want to look out for as well. You know, you want to look out for if you're on an open map or even on a corridor map. If those quick tanks get behind you, you could be in a little bit of trouble. So that would be a reason not to sort of YOLO right out, and then with the if you get an EBR or something coming around behind you, and then they'd have you on toast, no problems whatsoever. So they're the tanks to look out for, the fast mediums and the lights, as well as artillery. Of course, you've got to be artillery safe because you are a pretty big target. It's not the smallest tank in the world, that's for sure. And if you're spotted, I guarantee there's no armour on the top. That'll be made out of cardboard for sure. And artillery will just have a field day dropping turds on from high above. 13-2 to score. Misplayed on 2 kills. 36-56 damage done. We know it's going to be a win. The Object 263 was last spotted there in the northeast. No way Misplayed's going to get there. But 36-56, that's not too bad in a tier 10 game. 3,656 damage. That's 750 alpha damage gun. Really doing the job. Don't forget to check out Misplayed. His links will be down below. This is the ISU-152K. I reckon it's pretty good. I'm looking forward to playing it. I can't say I've been playing it though. At the time of recording, I haven't had a chance, but we'll be playing it over the weekend, and I'll be happy to make some comments in the chat below. As mentioned, platoon mates, lights and mediums. I reckon lights and mediums are the goods for your platoon mates. They'll be able to help spot for you, so you'll be able to help them with their missions, and also. If the battle is a little bit closer, they'll be able to hopefully help out your flanks and help reduce the chance of you getting flanked and taken out from behind. And as you can see in that ripper of a game, Misplayed, even though he's only a tier 8 tank destroyer in a tier 10 game on Pilsen, he got an Ace Tanker Mastery badge. Not too bad. Ace Tanker Mastery badge, 3,656 damage done. Did more damage than anybody else. 1225 base experience. He fired 7 shots. They all hit. 6 penned. Of course, there was that HE round that didn't pen. So they all penned. There's nothing wrong with that. And he wasn't just shooting tier 8s. Yeah, he put a shot into the He put 2 shots into the Patriot, 1 shot into the Indian Panther, but he also took some damage, took nearly 900 damage out of the 60 TP, and of course he had that ripper of a shot into the Object 268 version 4. Tell me what you think. What do you reckon? I reckon it looks a pretty good tank. It is a big gun, and everyone loves a big one, that's for sure. Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Twitch, Discord, all those links down below. Twitter too, and Misplayed as well. Thank you very much for the replay. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and see you all next time.